Imagine waking up one day to find out that the Eiffel Tower, an iconic symbol of love and romance, has now become a pawn in the world of finance. Yes, that's right. This scenario might seem like something out of a Hollywood movie, but in the world of finance, it's not as far-fetched as you might think. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that one day the French government finds itself in a financial bind. They need to secure a loan, and fast. But instead of offering up traditional collateral like government bonds or real estate, they decide to think outside the box and offer up the Eiffel Tower. Now this might sound completely bonkers, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. In the world of high-stakes finance, unusual assets can sometimes be used as collateral in financial transactions. But why would anyone use something as unconventional as the Eiffel Tower as collateral? Well, there could be a number of reasons. Maybe the traditional forms of collateral aren't available or aren't sufficient to secure the loan. Or perhaps it's a strategic move, designed to attract attention and generate buzz. Whatever the reason, it's a reminder that in the world of finance, creativity can sometimes be just as important as cold, hard cash. Now you might be wondering what happens if the borrower defaults on the loan. Well, in that case, the lender would take possession of the collateral. So, theoretically, if the French government were to default on their loan, the lender could take possession of the Eiffel Tower. Now, whether they'd actually be able to do anything with it is another question entirely. But that's a story for another day. As bizarre as it sounds, this wouldn't be the first time that unusual assets have been used in financial transactions. Speaking of unusual financial transactions, there's more to this world than meets the eye. History is rife with examples that make even the most seasoned financial experts raise an eyebrow. You see, the world of finance is not just about numbers and balance sheets. Sometimes it's about the audacious, the extraordinary, the downright bizarre. Take, for instance, the year 2022. It was a time when the Federal Reserve decided to hike a key interest rate by 3/4 of a percentage point. Now you might think, what's so strange about that? Well, let me tell you, this was considered unusual and nearly unprecedented. Why? You ask, because the last time such a significant rate hike occurred was nearly 3 decades ago in 1994. That's right, folks. The Fed decided, let's just crank up that interest rate and see what happens. And the world watched in awe. But why was this unusual, you might ask? Well, typically, central banks adjust interest rates in small increments, usually by 1/4 or 1/2 a percentage point. This is done to carefully manage inflation and economic growth without causing too much disruption. But in 2022, the Fed threw caution to the wind and hiked the rate by a whopping 3/4 of a percentage point, all in a bid to get ahead of inflation and bring it under control. It was like watching a tightrope walker decide to do a backflip halfway across. Risky, audacious, and utterly fascinating. And the impact? Well, the stock market reacted positively, with tech stocks performing well, but it was a clear reminder that in the world of finance, the unusual can and does happen. And these unusual decisions can have ripple effects across the global economy, affecting everything from the prices we pay for goods and services, to the value of our investments, and even the health of our job market. From the Eiffel Tower to interest rates, it seems that when it comes to finance, almost anything can become a pawn. Now that we've looked at some past examples, it's time to ponder what the future might hold. As we move forward, we might witness an increasing trend of using intangible assets as collateral. Imagine a world where intellectual property rights, patents, or even a catchy jingle could secure your next loan. Now, let's talk about non-traditional currencies. Cryptocurrencies, once the stuff of sci-fi novels, are becoming a norm in today's financial world. They're not just for buying that rare digital art piece or that virtual real estate in a digital world anymore. They are becoming a part of our everyday transactions, and who knows, they might soon be used as collateral too. And let's not forget about the use of unusual physical assets as collateral. Remember that time when the Eiffel Tower was used as collateral? Well, in the future, we might see more of such unconventional financial transactions. Could the Sydney Opera House or the Great Wall of China be the collateral for a mega loan in the future? Only time will tell. So, what other landmarks do you think could be used as collateral? The possibilities are as vast as your imagination.